Everyone knows about the guys like Cade, Cunningham, Jalen Green, and Jalen Suggs, among those other top guys in the draft. However, there are other names from the 2021 NBA draft that I am interested in watching this season. Some of these names, in fact, I think all these names are going to be names you've probably heard of, but you may not think about like you do those top end of the draft kind of guys. So I'm excited to talk about 5 rookies that I am excited to watch in the 2021-2022 NBA season. But before we get into today's video, if you're new and you like basketball, I really think you would love this channel. So if you haven't already, feel free to like, subscribe, hit notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about the NBA and I also make videos about basketball that take elements from film essays. So if either of those things are of an interest to you, this is the channel for you. Let's try to get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend to others. Also, make sure you go check out my draft channel where I post scouting reports about the current draft class for each year, this year being 2022. So if you want my draft content, go subscribe over there. Link in the description below and in the pinned comment as well. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. Zarya Williams was the 10th overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft by the Memphis Grizzlies. He was a prospect that entering the year I thought could play his way into a top 3, top 5 pick. However, due to injuries and off-court situations that weren't related to his character, he did have a rough freshman season at Stanford, causing his stock to fall to that late lottery mid-first round tier, and he ended up going with the 10th overall pick like I mentioned earlier. I saw him play in person at Summer League and I can confirm that he is a legit 6'10", or at least very close to that legit 6'10", like at the most like 6 feet 9 inches and like 0.75, like something like that. Which makes his skill set and flashes really interesting to me. He has a lot of promise with the handle indicators. He's a decent passer as well that I think could really grow in this regard. He has good shooting form, which I don't think gets talked about enough, and he's shown a lot of potential as a defender with a great overall motor. However, he doesn't have a great frame right now. He's only about 188 to 190 pounds, I would say, something around there. He was listed at 185 at Stanford. He's somebody that I think, it will take time. He doesn't handle contact well at all. The slightest contact can throw him off balance. So I do think getting him in the weight room, getting him on a meal plan or something like that. I'm not educated enough to speak completely on it, but I definitely think adding weight will be the biggest emphasis for him right now. And I think the NBA has a great track record with helping young players, gain weight, gain muscle, and handle contact better as they get older. I don't expect him to have a great rookie season. At the most, he's going to get like 20 to 22 minutes per game. I think they're going to be patient with him, and that's okay. I do believe he will flash a lot of potential at Memphis. That should get fans very excited. And if he develops properly, he could return, top 5 value from this class and be a very good player for a long time. Josh Christopher has been one of the more popular names in basketball since probably around his sophomore year of high school, I would say. He's a very bright, fun personality. He's someone that's very easy to root for in this regard, in my opinion, and he plays the game with great confidence and passion. The 24th pick out of Arizona State by the Houston Rockets, Christopher is a physical 6'4", 6'5", 215-pound guard. His calling card as a player is his scoring ability. He can create off the dribble, he can hit difficult shots, he has a very good slashing ability as well due to his athleticism and strength. He needs to work on his shot consistency from beyond the arc, but the free throw indicators and the free throw numbers there are encouraging for his 3-point shooting in my opinion. And he also has a very intriguing handle as well. I also think he's a much better defender than he's given credit for. He does have his lapses on that end of the floor that will need to be worked on. However, he doesn't shy away from trying to guard the opposing team's best perimeter player. And I think it's a great mindset to have. And I think over time he can grow into a really good defensive player in the league. He also has some passing indicators as well that I'm intrigued by. Didn't really get to show it a lot at Memphis, but those indicators were there from time to time, and they definitely showed up watching him at Summer League. I wouldn't be shocked if Josh spent some time in the G League, but I also think he's somebody that can make an immediate impact off the bench as a depth guard for a young Houston Rockets team. I was kind of shocked that Jalen Johnson made it to the 20th pick by the Atlanta Hawks, to be quite honest with you. He was someone that started the year number 3 on my board, and by the end of the cycle, due to some things that he didn't really improve on, other guys just playing better, and, the injury stuff as well, he did fall to number 13 on my board by the end of the cycle. However, I still thought he was very much worthy of a lottery pick, maybe even a top 10 pick depending on the team, because he is a very talented player. He's around 6 feet 9 inches tall, 220 to 225 pounds. He's really athletic and shows some great passing tools. I really liked watching his drive and kick game at Summer League. It's something that really stood out when you watched him play. He shows great defensive potential as well and should be able to hold his own out there straight out of the gate just due to the frame and strength that he has. Given that guys ahead of him are, Danilo Gallinari, John Collins, and DeAndre Hunter, I don't think he's going to get big-time minutes early on, or maybe even for the first few years of his career, but I do think he can make a big impact as a backup player, doing all-around kind of stuff, being a passing playmaker to a certain extent in a secondary or third role, as a defender definitely, and as a threat in transition due to his athleticism and strength. I think he can be a great player in transition. Like the idea of Trae Young on the fast break with guys like Jalen Johnson and a guy like, John Collins, like them being lob threats or cutters. Like I definitely think that is something that would be very fun to watch. And I think Jalen Johnson has a chance, again, to be someone that over time people realize that, he was so talented. He should have gone way higher than he did. And I do truly believe that the character concerns were something that were overstated with him. Cam Thomas was one of the most polarizing players in the draft this year, I would say. He was picked 27th by the Brooklyn Nets. He was an amazing scorer at LSU as he averaged 23 points per game, which is really impressive as a freshman in the SEC. He averaged 27 points per game at Summer League, winning MVP of the event. However, people were either really high on him or really low on him. He was somebody, you get the scoring. The scoring was incredible. He has a lot of great scoring tools. He can create off the dribble. He has a deep shooting range. He can hit difficult shots, things like that. However, to be quite honest with you, he really didn't do anything else. Wasn't a great passer. Didn't really look to pass. Wasn't a great defender, although I wonder how much of that was just LSU being a bad defensive team. But at the end of the day, what he's good at, he's really good at. He's somebody that got to the line at a good rate. He has a good frame, something that doesn't get talked about. He is a big guard. He's around 6'4", weighs 210 pounds. Like, he is a very well-built guard that can handle contact well. I definitely think he can learn from Cade, Kyrie, and Harden. Obviously, 3 of the better offensive players of their generation. Obviously, in the case of Cade and maybe even Harden, like 2 of the better players, like offensively ever. I think that kind of mentorship can fix some of the flaws in his scoring approach, and they can, help him in that regard. I also think Harden can help him expand his game as a passer as well. But maybe we'll see. That's something we'll have to see with. I think he's going to get more playing time as a rookie than some others do. Given that they're going to rest the big 3 for chunks during the season, and Cam Thomas is probably going to get playing time during those chunks. He's a very gifted shot creator and tough shot maker, like I mentioned. And I wouldn't be shocked if he had the most single game points by a rookie this season during, of course, one of those games when the big 3 is out. And I think he can learn by playing alongside those guys as well. Nissan Bones Highland is somebody that I was a big fan of during the draft cycle. One of my favorite players to watch from the draft when he was coming out of VCU. He was a 26th overall pick by the Denver Nuggets out of VCU, like I mentioned. He was, in my opinion, the best shooter in the draft due to his shooting range, shot variance, and efficiency. He should get a decent amount of playing time early on due to the injury to Jamal Murray. I don't know if that means he's starting. I doubt he's going to start, but I do think he's going to get a lot of minutes off the bench, as Murray recovers from, that season-ending injury he suffered last year. I think Bones will thrive playing next to Yokets, just like just about every guard that can shoot and somewhat create for themselves would strive next to playing with Nicole Yokets. He's a very crafty player that's very fun to watch. He's not just about the shooting. He can create he's really slight of frame. He's around like 163 pounds at around 6'2", 6'3"-ish. So definitely adding strength to his frame will be, you know, a big emphasis. But even if he's not a great finisher right now at the NBA level due to him not being able to handle contact well, I do think he brings value as a floor spacer at the very least, but definitely a shooter and a scorer overall as a guy that creates off the dribble, things like that. I think Bones has a serious chance to be one of those rookies that makes all rookie first team, even though they weren't drafted in the lottery, because usually almost all the time it's lottery guys, and you see like one of those guys, you know, sneak in that wasn't in the lottery for the first team. But, you know, I think, you know, Bones Highland can be that guy.